Pyre is a video game set in a mystical land, but it's also kind of set in space and you fly around. But anyway, there are these battles and they're called rites, but not really battles. It's quite hard to describe actually. Rad, help me out.
You play as someone who has been exiled, and to gain your freedom, you'll need to take this celestial orb and then jump into the flames, which aren't really flames and they don't hurt you. It's, Darren, help me out.
It's basketball with magic powers.
Ah!
Yeah, that's
it. Yeah.
That's the one.
To glory laid bare.
Pyre is a hard game to describe. You really do have to play it yourself to get a true sense of it. You begin waking up in exile, with memory loss, in a land full of convicts.
Then some spooky characters in masks decide to help you. Upon learning that you are able to read an ancient book, they team up with you to compete in events, to gain their freedom from this strange purgatory.
The events themselves take place in mystical arenas.
The stars align at last. You reach the Ridge of Gaul at the appointed time.
The goal is to take a celestial orb that drops from the sky and throw it or jump into the enemy's pyre with it until you extinguish their flame.
The rite is complete.
But that is no easy task, because along with obstacles in your way, the opposing team will be using all their skills and abilities to stop you.
Be gone, you Dario.
It really feels like a sports game at times, doesn't it?
Absolutely, and there's heaps of RPG elements too, like abilities to unlock. And different gear as well.
On top of that, as you progress, you'll convince new companions to join your party. And every character has a unique way of moving and their own special abilities. There's a lot to keep on top of in every battle, especially as they can get pretty frantic.
Oh, poor Rookie.
Oh, Rad, I found the battle so stressful. It took me ages to learn how they worked. But soon you find your favorite combination of characters and it gets easier.
And it is done.
There are many strategies to employ during a match. Fast characters can make a dash across the battlefield and score quickly, but if caught, it can leave them out of the game for quite a while.
Dalbert dispatched with ease.
Some characters can shoot waves of energy to take out enemies. And some characters can even fly.
I found the flying characters the easiest to score goals with. Characters also have this ring of aura around them, which is active when they don't have the orb.
Banishment for all.
This energy circle will banish an opposing enemy if they touch it.
No mercy shown.
Which makes for some very interesting tactics in the back and forth tussle with that orb.
Yeah, there are some really complicated rules at play here. Also, you can only control one character at a time, which leaves the others vulnerable, so careful positioning comes into play too.
Pyre has a local multiplayer versus mode, and you can play against AI opponents for practice too. However, I found the artificial intelligence a little inconsistent.
How careless.
Sometimes they'll dominate the map, throwing up new environmental barriers and devastating your team. But other times it's almost like the AI is confused and forgets the match is even happening.
Headwind threw it in.
Yeah, that happened to me a couple of times too, Darren, but not enough to ruin the experience.
Oh, we should mention the amazing art in this game. The way you transition between zones and move about the map is so beautiful. The colors, the use of light, and the look of the worlds, it's all so creative.
Isn't it? They've built this big spooky universe here, and I love all the voices in the game, especially the over-dramatic match commentator.
The Nightwings prevail again. The scribe showed them a bit of favor in the end.
Indeed. Some gamers may find themselves skipping dialogue just to get to the action. But if you take the time to listen to the characters and the stories they tell, there is a lot of drama to soak in.
It really helps to pay attention because there are plenty of choice and consequence moments. Your decisions affect things like the gear you might find, or even losing a character from your team for a few battles.
Yeah, and there are some monumental decisions to face with your party too. At one point, I was given the option to free one of my party members, which is what they wanted, but it would also mean I wouldn't get to play with them again. Oh, I was so torn.
Oh, tough choice, Bajo, but it's decisions like these that mean that no two playthroughs of Pyre are the same. But if I'm being honest, I'm not sure I would want to play through it again. As beautiful and unique as it is, I had trouble finding the fun, so I'm giving it 2.5 out of 5 rubber chickens.
Yeah, I'm a little bit the same, Rad. There was just so much dialogue to get through, and it never really got its hooks into me. However, I am a big fan of this developer, and they have done some interesting things here, so I'm gonna give it 3 out of 5 rubber chickens.
'Tis true what the book says. You can be free again.